If you want to know how you can create custom-made kicks from scratch, this video is perfectly for you. We're going to design, or I show you how I like to design custom-made Rominimal kicks that actually fits your track. If this is interesting to you, let's dive right in. My name is Silvano from RuffinStudio.com, where I share weekly videos, tutorials on the Rominimal micro house genre inside Ableton Live. And yeah, I like to talk about the kick being a part of the big four, right? So the big four, in my opinion, is kick, clap, hi-hats, and what else? Bassline, of course, right? Most important thing. The fundamentals for a groove, in my opinion, is kick and bass grooving together. If you can make that groove, I think it's 50% of the groove already done. Maybe even 70%, you know. So yeah, my name is Silvano from RuffinStudio.com. Let's jump over to Ableton Live and let's design a custom-made kick with freeware tools, Max for Live tools. Let's have some fun. So welcome to this week's video. So I think it's going to be a quicker one because it's very straightforward, simple to design a kick. And this is the track that we are going to work with in today's video. Right, so let's start to create a kick from scratch, so you can follow along and see how I actually would do that. So first thing, new MIDI channel, and then we need something to trigger that kick, right? So I like to use MD Snake for that. It's a freeware tool, Max for Live device. Doesn't really matter, just take this one. And then we have different sections here: notes, velocity, gates, and this is basically an adaptation, right, from a modular module called Make Noise Rene. So what I do is I select notes here, and here we basically can choose what range we want to play the notes in random, right? So but I want to have the same notes playing the kick, right? It's like we would create a MIDI channel and then we would just use C4, for example, right, all the time, rather than pitching it up using different notes. Okay, so I'm using here the same notes, and then for the gates, it's a very simple 4 to the floor pattern here, right? We can also play around with this if you want, right? So the sequence goes like this, but for now let's just keep it like this. Here we have some scale options, and then we have some velocities here. I also keep that, and custom we can use this kind of LFO, but we don't need that right now. So we have the trigger, right, to trigger the sound. Now of course we need the sound source, so I use the Flechtwork, and this is another great free Max for Live tool that is based on mutable instruments modular module called plates, and we have different settings here, right? So if I play that, right, but I want to choose this kick setting here, and now let's design our kick. The cool thing is after that we can copy it to a new channel and adapt it, right, pretty easily, because then we can change the playback direction and so on. Maybe we can do that, but let's first create a kick. I'm using the frequency, harmonics, and the morph setting, and decay maybe, and color. So just watch and follow along if you like. So with the timbre we can really choose the snap, right, that little click on top of the kick. So just dialing a few frequency, timbre, modulation here, we get a nice kick, I would say, already going. Some old school stuff if you like that. So it's really cool to play around with that tool, and pretty straightforward, pretty simple to design custom made kicks that actually fits your track, right? So I play now the bass line. And what is also very nice is we have a swing setting here. And I believe if we can make the bass line and the kick swing together, groove together, that's already half of the track made, right? The groove build up. Then we add some hats, some claps, and the rest is easy to do if you already get to a point where you can just make the kick and the bass line groove together, in my opinion, you know. And if you want to go a little bit more creative, we could actually use this custom setting here. I love the random button on this thing. And then we can assign maybe, I don't know, maybe harmonics. Okay, that's not gonna work, but you see what we can do, right? Maybe frequency. So with that we can make little changes here and there. So basically what we do here is we can assign those steps here to whatever we want, right? Like harmonics, maybe even the click. Decay would be fun, right? Maybe. And we have 3 kind of layers, so we could also use the second layer to morph. then we can really customize that. We can play around with the velocity a little bit to get even more an advanced pattern that changes in very small ways, right? Because I think in those kind of genres, minimal, we need to take care of the small and little things, bits and pieces here and there, to create a little bit more of a quality, right? And I think this is what makes or breaks a quality track, Rominimal micro house track, because we want to add those little things that you can hear but not really hear but feel, you know. So you, in a big scope, probably if I would play that in the whole track, you would probably not necessarily hear that there are some velocity change, small changes, right? And also some smaller automations built in. Something like that, maybe. Hey friend, I'll jump back into the video in a second, but before we do so, I want to say thank you. Thank you that you watched so far. Really, this means a lot. I wouldn't make those videos if no one would watch, so you watched this far. So I want to reward that, and I want to give you something for free, which is my Ableton Live One Tool preset pack. So this is basically Ableton Live based stock pack. Those are basically presets, you know, that you can drag and drop into your channels. Let's jump quickly in and see some examples how this can help you out and how it can inspire you, and then we jump back to the content. Thanks for watching. Sounds pretty different, right? Those are little sound design tools to keep you going. Hopefully, go and grab it, it's for free. Let's make this a little bit dirtier, maybe. Right? Automate it. Another tool here. Right? Pretty simple. Again, those are not the most complicated whatever tools. They are simple, straightforward tool to make a little bit of impact, to add those little things that I like to talk all the time in my videos, which is add things that you can feel but not hear, you know. So that's the sound, right? Clean and nice. And now let's transform it with those tools. Of course we want some additional grooves, right? Now you can transform shit pretty easily with those tools. It lets you really tweak stuff, you know, that's my whole point. It's not the fanciest shit, but it's quick and an easy fix, and that inspires you, you know. Combine it, add more stuff, add more tools, and it keeps you going. I hope it does, you know. So let's add some stuff to this, maybe. Right? Let's make quick A/B. Sounds pretty different, right? Those are little sound design tools to keep you going. Hopefully, go and grab it, it's for free. I also want to show what's possible with one simplistic, minimalistic tools, you know, where you can transform your shit with stock plugins. So yeah, if you want that, grab it on the link below. Thanks for watching. Now let's get back to the content. Now what we can do again, we can duplicate that, and then we can play it again. get my point, right? So you can really pretty quickly you can create kind of tom sounds, whatever you want. So I just realized that I didn't record the adaptation of this bass line here. So, but now it sounds like this, right? And yeah, I forgot something actually. I also like to put in a utility um, on the kick and make it mono. You know, at least the bass I would like to make mono because I have the feeling it's some kind of little bit of I don't know. I hear some frequencies in the side channels, but just to make sure that I have maximum impact in the low end, I simply make it mono, right? Then with this bass line together. Yeah, to sum things up again, we need a trigger. I use MD Snake for that. Um, and flagged work, you saw what I did. Playing around with frequency, timbre, you can really experiment with all kind of shit, right? Harmonics and whatever. Decay, and then I used velocity a tiny little bit here to add a little bit more subtle changes. Um, so it's not 100% static. Of course, we added some swing and custom section here. We also use kind of an automation, right? On some steps here, but really subtly, right? Because we don't want to hear it in the whole track somehow, right? And remember, if you can make the bass line and the kick groove together, you already did a whole lot of the groove, right? So yeah, hope this was helpful. Now let's have some fun. Now have fun experimenting for yourself with maybe with those two tools here. Um, I'm a big fan of this flagged work, honestly. It's pretty simple as you could see, and you will come up with some bass lines in no time with this setup. I believe if I can do it, you can do it too, of course, right? So yeah, have fun. Let me know in the comments what else I can cover in future videos, what topics. So yeah, hope this was helpful. Hope to see you next week. Cheers, bye bye.